Huge patch drop today in Marvel Snap. Did it match the leaks that we got last week? We're going to take a look at all the dev notes in this video and give you my thoughts on it. Plus, we got 2 new bundles. Are these another trap or are they a good value? We're going to discuss the value ratios in this video. And if you're ready for all of that, Valley Club, you're going to do, find that like button. Let's go snap it.
ValleyFlyin.
Happy patch day, Valley Club. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we are discussing these patch notes, taking a look at the buffs and the nerfs to these individual cards, some other general updates, and there are 2 new bundles in the store right now. Are they going to be worth your money or are they another trap? We're going to discuss that. Before we do, I do want to remind you, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Join the Valley Club, guys. We're trying to grow this channel, reach more and more people, and it really help us out if you subscribe and share this with your friends. All right, and in the game, we have this Primal Masterpiece bundle, which is similar to a lot of bundles, which is selling some credits and some variant cards here. Now, if we take a look at each of these are the Savage Land variants of Sabretooth, which looks pretty nice and is great in like a destroy deck. When he's destroyed, he's going to return to your hand and cost 0, and that could be a fun 0/4 card if you destroy him. Could confuse your enemy. Also have White Tiger, which I see a lot in these Wong Odin combos, and what it's going to do, White Tiger is going to add a 7-power White Tiger or 7-power Tiger to another location, 5/1 power, so you're not getting a lot in that extra location of White Tiger, but her other locations, especially if you combine a card like Wong or Odin or both of them, you're gonna get a lot of power in all those other locations with White Tiger. And Craven is a great card. When a card moves here, get +2 power. So if you're running a move type deck, this could be good for you. I'm not sure if all 3 of these cards work in conjunction with each other. We're also getting in this bundle some avatars and some boosters. Now for the valuation of this pack, we're not going to use those. We're just going to talk about the credits and the cards here. Now these credits, 1,500 credits. If we go down all the way to this credit shop, we'll see that 500 credits cost 400 gold. And if we're using the valuation of gold, 8,000 gold is $99, which means about 80 gold is about $1. So we're going to use that for these calculations here, guys. All right, so this bundle in total, we're getting those 1,500 credits. And if we're using that if you're using that valuation, 500 gold for 400 or 500 credits for 400 gold, that is means this just these 1,500 credits is gonna cost you, if you're using that normal ratio, 1,200 gold for that. So just for this, that's 1,200 gold. Now it gives you some additional value if you like these variants and you're someone that already purchases variants in the store. There's 2 types of variants. These are the more rare ones, which would cost 1,200 gold in the store. I'm gonna do the calculations for both of these. So if they cost those 1,200 gold, which is probably what they would cost in the store, that means 3,600 gold for these 3 cards, plus this additional gold for these other cards, which means total you're spending 4,800 gold if you would get this in the shop and buy this in the shop, which is a $60 value, which is pretty good. Of course, this costs $37.50, so that's a pretty good value if you were gonna get these cards anyway. Now, I'm not one that purchases these 1,200 gold cards in the store, or these 1,200 gold variants in the store. I would buy those 700 gold variants, and it would be 2,100 gold if you are getting those variants at the normal cost. Now, which means with these credits and the variants at the lower cost, that would be 3,300 gold. So you're getting about a 300 gold discount if you value these at 700 gold, which is about 41.25. So a little bit of a discount there, but a lot of this depends on if you would buy these variants or not. If you're just buying these credits, not really worth it for this pack. We also have this Pro bundle in the store right now, which is worth $99, which they're selling for $99, which is going to get you 12,500 credits and 155 boosters. Now for this, we're just going to value these credits here. These boosters are valuable as well, but you can get those just by playing, so they're not a huge resource. You're going to gain 250 collection levels, and if you notice, every 12 collection levels is when you're going to get a new collector reserve or collector cash. That is meaning you get a chance credits for a card. Now, if you're not out of pool 3 yet and you still have a lot of pool 3 cards, that is about 20 cards that you could net from this. If you're out of pool 3 and are just looking for pool 4 and 5 cards, a lot less cards that you could get from this. But let's talk about the valuation of this. Of course, we talked about 500 gold, credits for 400 gold in the credit store, which means that these 12,500 credits would cost you 10,000 gold at that conversion rate, which means that this would cost you about $125 if you're just purchasing these normally. So if you're someone that's just purchasing gold and buying collector credits with them or using the refresher stores, this is actually a really, really good value because you're getting a little more value than the normal conversion rate. And also with this new patch comes some patch notes, which, spoiler alert, looks just like the leaked notes that we got last week. All right, but let's look into the first feature here and the artist credits. You can now have the variant label above your cards in your calculation to see who the artists are. And we actually, if we go in the game, not just with the variants, but also with the base cards as well. If we go and look at this leader variant, or not a variant, this leader card here, we'll see the artist credits there. So I like that they did this. I think the art is one of the best things in the game, and giving the artist credits is a good thing there. All right, we also have collection filters. Automatically filter your favorite variants when editing a deck. I like that. When the cards trigger each other in a loop that lasts too long, now fast forward to the end. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm glad that these Wong, Mystique, Ironheart, all these combos that take so long will take a little less time. Orca should now be in Series 4, which is good. Russian language is also getting support. New players, there is this pro bundle that we just talked about, and reserves now reward different amounts in the collector tokens once you receive all the Series 3 cards. And it's gonna, instead of just a 400 standard rate, it's gonna vary. So getting more RNG, more of that dopamine, more of that gambling response, varying amounts between 200 and 600 tokens that you could get from that. All right, we got some new location sounds, Asgard, Daily Bugle, and new card sounds for Arrow and Polaris. And these card updates, these are what we were looking at last week. The first was Arrow, so let's take a good look at her. Instead of being a 5'8", she is now a 5'7". So she got a slight nerf in the game, but a lot of good things that she did is obviously the 8 power is great, but one of the best things that she did was that pull. Moving the enemy cards to play to that last location. So she got a bit of a nerf, did not change that ability at all. We'll see what kind of a difference this makes. Usually I'm using her for location control, not necessarily 8 power, but sometimes in a pinch, that is a good thing. Also, Galactus went from a 6'3" to a 6'2". We will see if this makes a big difference. A lot of people that have Galactus have been using it. So the problem with Galactus is not that extra 3 power going to 2. It's that he destroys all the deck and you can't really do anything about it when it happens. Now, some have theorized this could be a slight buff to Galactus because when you're running a Galactus deck, giving your opponent the tempo is a good thing. So reducing that cost from 3 to 2 might actually be a slight buff for him if this is gonna help with the tempo of the game and giving your opponent that tempo instead of you. So that is something that could also happen. We also got that nerf to leader. His ability did not get nerfed at all. So copying the cards played is still going to be there, but instead of a 6'4", 6'3", as long as you're still maintaining that lead in at least 2 locations, though, leader should still be just as effective as before. Nova got a little bit of a nerf as well, one from a 1-2 to a 1-1. But the best thing about him, he's getting destroyed. And I guess there's that safety that you had there as a 1-2 would be a little bit okay. But yeah, when you just, most of the time you're using Nova to destroy him, not for that 2 power. So not a huge deal. All right, Drax, one of the Guardians, also got a slight buff. Now, if your opponent plays a card with these Guardians cards, it should be the exact same result. But instead of him being a 4-4, he's now a 4-5. And then it's when your opponent plays a card here, instead of adding 4 power, now it's adding 3. So if everything goes right, still a 4-8 card, but if everything goes wrong, now from a 4-4 to a 4-5, so a little bit of buff. Groot got that same treatment. Instead of it being a 3-3 card, now he's a 3-4 card. Still a 3-6 card if everything goes right, but if everything goes wrong, now you got that 3-4 to go back on. Hazmat, one of the best cards that I've been using, got a little bit of a buff as well. Maybe not one of the best, but one of the most fun cards if everything goes right with that Luke Cage, Wong, even Mystique, or even Absorbing Man. Using this kind of combo was very, very fun. Got a little bit of buff. Went from a 2-1 to a 2-2. Not sure how much of a difference this would make. Inflicting -1 power is not a huge thing, but if you combine it with those cards that I talked about, Wong, Mystique, maybe Absorbing Man, could be very, very debilitating. And that +2 power, or that extra power that you get, I don't know if it's the huge deal, but I'm glad that he got a buff, because I like Hazmat. I'm not sure. I think she's a she. All right, Black Cat also got a little bit of buff. This is in your hand, and in turn discard it. And Black Cat was primarily being used in these discard decks, maybe a hella discard deck, and then bringing these cards back. Get a little stronger, but the other thing is it's great if you get this card now. So it may be worth playing that gamble in your deck, even outside of these discard decks. And last but not least is Nakia, that also got a little bit of a buff. Went from a 3-1 to a 3-2, a little bit extra power. Still kind of clunky though. Only the leftmost cards in your hand get that +2 power. So need everything to go right to even play this card. It would be nice to either give maybe 3 more cards or less power, 1 power to all your cards in your hand or something like that with this. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I don't know if this is too big of a buff for her. All right, also a few location updates. Oscorp Tower no longer swaps sides if Professor X is there. And last but not least, Raft, Vibranium Mines text updates, and Warrior Falls will appear less often, which is very good. We got a lot of bug fixes. We went over a lot of them last week, and we have some known issues here. I'm not going to go over it in this video. I'll link the dev patch notes down below, and hopefully this video helps you navigate through all these changes, some of the buffs, nerfs of these cards, and helps you decide one way or the other if these bundles are for you now that you know these valuations. So that is it, guys. Help me to grow this channel. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends, check out some of my other videos, and I will see you guys next time. Enjoy this patch. There should be a bigger one coming at the end of this Savage Land season, so about 4 weeks from now we should get that larger patch with those battle mold and everything. So a lot of exciting stuff on the way. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out. Have a great one, guys.